Alright, so what is going on, guys? This is Fate back here, and I managed to got back my account, okay, after everything, after all the burden, okay. So turns out after running a full security scan and breakdown, there is a Trojan in my PC. I don't know how this thing came out. It came from Microsoft Edge cache and the cache, and I don't know how because I don't use Microsoft Edge, but I went to Google up a bit. They say it might have something to do with the Edge viewer too, blah 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 here and there and all those. But however, I got it back for now, okay, and I changed it back to my name, and my user ID is still the same here. Okay, so in the future, whatever happens, okay, if you see any of my UID is always like this, okay, it won't be much difference at all. Okay, so today we will be talking about Hiyuki. Okay, why I will be talking about her is because as you all know, that hacker hacked into my account, force pulled a Hiyuki. Okay, and then I just removed the Trojan, and then I tried to contact customer service, and then I asked for like, can I refund this or something because it's not my intention and not my will, and then they say sorry, they can't refund it back because what I spent is already spent. Then therefore I decided to just build her because like, yeah, like I probably just won't bench at level 1 because unless it's a Ling Yang, that's a different case. Okay, so yeah, I built her, and after testing her out, there are a few of my personal thoughts, okay, on Hiyuki. So here is my Hiyuki, her build, okay, not really too good or too bad, okay, and she is R0 and R1. And the only thing I want to say about her is she is not complete yet. Okay, her team is technically incomplete for now. Okay, and what I can guarantee is her best in slot is definitely not Lene. That's all I can guarantee. Her best in slot is definitely not Lene. Okay, because Lene is technically, you all know, fixed to like a myth already. Okay, so definitely her best in slot is definitely not her. Okay, because why? Another part that I discovered is for the 5-piece Sonata effect for the new set, yeah, when the last word it says casting outro skill removes snowfall and grants 35% glacial damage bonus for the incoming resonator for 15 seconds. When snowfall is removed, only one of the effects above can be triggered. Yeah, so this means there is at least one glacial unit, okay, probably 5-star limited, coming. I'm taking a bold guess. It may be the president, Lucilia, I forgot what's her name properly, but yeah, she would I'm taking a bet either her or they will release another new character for Hiyuki. Okay, because Hiyuki currently her base is too low, okay, for her to be as a DPS. Her base is extremely low, but her ceiling is extremely high. But however, the limit is like the upper ceiling is limited in the resonance chain. Okay, so without resonance chain, you will somehow feel like there is something lost, like there's not enough output, and then there's always like that bit of touch to finish off the enemies. Okay, so here I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, here I'll be using this. Okay, and then also, by the way, they say 50% more total glacial shave damage. And here I will be using Shopkeeper. Okay, so here's my Shopkeeper as usual. Okay, and then this one will be crit damage, and then everything blah 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 blah. Okay. And then here's Lene, the signature, and then for the set I'll be using the Pack of Neon Light. Yeah, and then increases attack, and then here and there, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all those. Okay, and then we just enter. Okay, here is the issue I met, which is her build up. The build up time for the team is actually slower than I thought. Okay, so here I'm going to start with the Shopkeeper, and then I'm just going to swap off everything to trigger the attack, and then don't use
如初雪般短暂。
Yeah, I'm going to heal. After swapping, I'm going to heal again. I will got 3 stacks. Actually, after 3 times.
生
Oh,
如
next
朝露，
play.
死如秋叶，
I'm just going to go out.
终生夙愿，尽求我身。
Okay, here I'm just going to cycle out the heavy attack. Okay, then I'll have
我
an
来
out
解
for
决
the next weapon.
再说，寻子逆旅，
Yeah, I'm going to eliminate one first, okay? Now we'll instantly have the fight.
蛇焰，葬敌，
本钱交给我，该下雪了。雪花飘零，
Slash, 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 slash. Now I'm going to heal again.
插断，生灭尘，你的眼睛在看哪里？
That is what I mean by like you always feel that
烛影花散，
it's lost somehow. Okay, I know some of you are probably going to be like, hey, you don't have Chisa, so yeah. Okay, but I'm using shopkeeper. Okay,
你早该逃的。
宣告
here I'm
终
using
约，
shopkeeper. Sure.
消皆于心
Breathe
知。
out. And then if he tries,
再
okay,
让
come on, I don't like it.
就这点本事，别走神，
Out.
这是最炫了的一刻。别急着走啊！
来吧，奈落绝路，有始无终。15吧，花断，生灭尘，你早有觉悟，不是吗？书行炼狱之上，凝视雪花。现在想逃太迟了。
以我为誓，血腥
You see,
条
there's
例，
there's like somehow that one enemy left. You know?
再小心驾驶，瞧好了。来兜个风，就这点本事，送你个惊喜。哼，蛇焰，
安心交给我，该下雪了。下坠吧！生命花断，生命温，生如朝露，死如秋叶，
Out.
终生夙愿，尽求我身。
Okay, and then time's up. So that's the 2-minute rotation, so around 2k. Okay, so this is the most relatable situation, okay, you can find on the account. Okay, I'm not any hardcore player, so therefore I don't do all the insanely fast quick swaps and then instant swap change here and there. Okay, so what you see is actually the most optimal rotation, okay, that you can have. So some of you might be wondering, like just now, like where some of them didn't increase. So in case here is my stats after buff. So it's 84.2, and then plus the shopkeeper is going to hit up to like 90 something percent. So I still don't know why it doesn't want to create. Yeah, I don't understand this game, bro. Anyways, so this is the performance of Hiyuki in Whimpering Waste. Okay, so for Tower of Adversity, you can probably watch my previous video where I recorded it. And the thing I want to say is, even though the mobs are obviously the mobs HP are increasing and the game is getting harder and harder, more tanky, okay, meanwhile at the same time you also have to consider whether pulling for a new unit for your account is legit or not, because you know, as a free to play in such a game, okay, your resources are limited and you need to plan properly on how to spend everything. Okay, unless you are a whaler, if you are a whaler, you probably won't be watching this anyway. Okay, so for free to play players or small spenders, okay, remember this game Okay, there's no such thing as an anniversary unit or a main push like for your team. Okay, even though there is,
诸多素
like,
颜
if you remember the first
尽求我
anniversary,
师，
the first anniversary characters is actually not Katetia, to be surprising. Funny enough, the first anniversary, both banners are actually Shakona and
神明
and who is it? Yeah, Zani. Okay, it's Zani and
诸
Shakona.
多素颜
So where is Zani?
尽求
So
我
Zani's
师。
here. Okay, is
有
it
什么活要
Zani
交给
and
我吗？
Shakona or Phoebe? Because I'm pretty sure Phoebe is before Zani. And then, therefore, when you pull this game, you need to consider whether you have the sufficient team for the character. And then you need to also consider whether the character, the return of investment for the character, which is ROI, is actually high enough to cover back what you spend on her or him. Okay? So, for example,
诸多素颜
my ROI, the highest ROI I did is
是
probably on
成于
the
外，
full fusion premium team, okay, which is the Changli brand and Lupa. So the ROI is actually very very high because, like, obviously I all in everything into the team. So I have a 4+1 Changli, that's one, and then for brand, Mr. Brand, where are you? Okay, and then I have a 1+1 brand, and then I have a 0+1 Lupa. Previously, I was planning to 1+1, but I was planning to go for a 6+1 Changli. But however, some motherfucker ruined the plan. Yay. Okay, but however, that is my strongest team. Okay, for now, and it has been fighting for over how many versions? Let me count. I think more than 5. Yeah, it's been like fighting for over more than 5 versions, and it's still standing strong. Okay, so whenever you see any video I made, that will always be my first to go team. Okay, and then secondly, previously the second team will be any viable team I have. Like, for example, previously it was
实验
Jian,
开始，
and then it
战
went
局
to
实
Sheng
验开
Liao,
始，
and then it went to Augusta, and then now it went to
剑锋
Sigrica.
相
Yeah, for those who don't know the context, Sigrica is actually one of the most OP DPS in the game if you have a Chi and 0+1.
我准备好
Yeah.
了，有何吩
They
咐？
are so OP that at certain point they kind of ignore almost anything and then just brute force through it. Yeah, that's how stupid it is, even at like hologram difficulty 6. Okay, so the problem with Hiyuki right now is it overhyped? Part of it is actually overhyped, okay, because of how cool her effects are and then her playstyle. Okay, I'm not complaining like anything, okay, it's just like I'm telling you, sometimes when it's overhyped, especially we humans are extremely easy to get manipulated in a certain way, and then you suddenly started self-convincing and then you pull for a character. Okay, so before you pull Hiyuki, let me tell you the truth. Okay, here's the truth for Hiyuki. For Hiyuki, she is not bad, but at the same time her base is very very low compared to other DPS characters. Okay, like in the same 0+1 condition, like if you want to talk about a full team, okay, obviously now she doesn't have a full team, but you want to use Hiyuki, Linne, and Shopkeeper, you'll definitely lose to Sigrica, Chuyuan, and Shopkeeper because she doesn't have the special unit for her yet. If you have the special unit for her, then it will be a different case. So I suspect the unit might come next patch, okay, or next patch. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, okay, and thank you for watching this video. Okay, I hope that you all make the right decisions, and if you all had already made a decision, all the best for a decision, and let me know what do you think in the comment sections. Peace.